We're going to get into our next topic. I know everybody's talking about this, and they're talking about it in comparison to the Born Legacy 6 card, which is the Massacre 3 card. And up to about 2 weeks ago when they started to drop these trailers for Born Legacy, this is probably the most talked about card in a long time. You know what I'm saying? One of the biggest cards coming up. I know it's coming up, I believe it's next week. Quote me if I'm wrong. Correct me if I'm wrong. But I believe it's next weekend.
22nd.
But, you know, you got the is it the 22nd? Yeah, so this is it's a dope-ass card. We're going to run down some of the battles real quick. You're just going to you guys let me know what your take is on them. You know, 2-1, body, and what you think about it. We'll start with the main event of day one, which is Big K versus Pat Stay. Cassie, what you think about that?
I got Pat, man. Pat, he's just a different animal. Like, I don't know. Pat is just a different animal, man. And I was going to say, like, Big K, because it's going to be in America. But I don't know, man. Pat Stay on that King of the Dot stage it's not like Pat Stay anywhere else, you know? And he seems to, like, really bring it on that King of the Dot stage. And I don't think he wants to lose the Big K. So I got Pat 2-1.
Pat 2-1.
But I got Pat edging around. I don't think he's going to win a clear 2-1. I think it's going to be like you got to watch it a couple times and really catch some of the bars.
Okay. All right.
Damn.
17, what you think, man? What you think about that battle, Big K, Pat Stay? What's your verdict?
I fuck with Pat Stay. I don't like. I find myself hating on him sometimes, but I fuck with him. He's dope. But I don't, man. His last performance on Kotd was what? Sirius Jones, right? And that that one was all right. He didn't look too good. Like, I gave that to Sirius Jones. I low key think that Big K might not body him. Might hit him with the clear 2-1. Like a super clear 2-1.
He was going to say the B word. I think he was going to say the B word.
No. There's no way Pat Stay's getting bodied on King of the Dot at all. There's no way he's getting bodied. Hell nah. But I think it'll be a mean 2-1, like a super clear 2-1, like Pat Stay edging around or taking one of the rounds clear because Big K kind of takes it short, or just he saves his punches for his first and his third. But yo, I think Big K is going to come with some shit, especially because he hasn't battled on King of the Dot in a minute either.
Right.
Good point. No, you're right. I'm with you, 17. I got Big K 2-1 clear. I'm going to give Pat Stay a round just because, like you said, Big K always got that round that he's a little subpar. I think there's going to be that round that Pat Stay is going to probably come earlier than later. But I'm going to give it to Big K 2-1 clearly. You know, just and I'd be pushing it to maybe say I'll give Big K a round, but, you know, for the benefit of the doubt. But like you said, he hasn't battled in a while. He's comfortable on the Kotd stage. You know what I'm saying? Then you got the last time that Pat Stay even battled in America was against Calico, was it not?
Yep. I think he battled John in Atlanta, didn't he?
Oh, he did battle John.
Don't flop.
Yeah.
And John did him pretty. That was a 1-rounder though, wasn't it? I mean,
I really don't remember that battle.
Yeah, I watched it. I gave it to John.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's not. I mean, it was. Yeah,
it was on dope.
But I guess the last. Yeah, I guess the last one that we would count, like, it would be the Kotd one. Yeah, the Calico one.
Would be Calico, and he was highly uncomfortable in that battle. I think Calico took him out of his comfort zone.
Yeah, Pat Stay won the battle rap. Calico won the battle.
Yeah,
Calico was fucking
a good point as well.
Bullying the bully.
Yeah, that's well said, man. All right, we're gonna move on to the next one, which is gonna be Arsenal versus Iron Solomon. Now, this one is gonna be crazy because, you know, Ars is taking Solomon 2 weeks before he's taking Lux. So he's got two huge battles, probably two of the biggest battles. I don't want to say of his career, but Lux is definitely the biggest battle of his career. And 2 weeks before that, he's taking Solomon. Solomon has been on a tear since he's been back on Kotd. which has just been crazy. So I don't know, man. I'm going to go with Solomon on this one 2-1 for those simple facts. He got Lux in 2 weeks thereafter, and I think most of his energy and most of his focus is going to be on Lux. That's the bigger battle. That's the battle that he's leaving battle rap on. So just for those reasons alone, I'm going with Solomon 2-1. What you think, Cass?
I'm not going to count my man Us out. I got to let my Jersey bias show some.
All right.
I'm going to go Us 2-1 because I think since these going to be his last 2 battles, he don't want to go out with a win-loss. That's kind of like it cancels each other out. You know what I'm saying? So I think he want to go out with like 2 wins. So I'm going to go Us 2-1.
All right. What you think, 17?
Hopefully he don't come with a whole bunch of ball jokes, though. Like, that would be...
Please, no. Please, no.
Like, we had enough already.
Yeah, right?
Go ahead, Seth.
I want Ars to win. I definitely want Ars to win. But I think, like, if he does what everyone's predicting, where he's going to try to save most of his dope shit that he's writing for Lux, then yeah, I mean, I think Iron's going to take it pretty clear 2-1, but I don't know, man. I think being inspired to write, because Ars ain't never been booked for 2 legends. Ars been booked for matches back-to-back. Everyone's been booked for matches back-to-back, but 2 legends like that at the end of his career, I think that's probably part of the reason why they were so slack on that double impact too. I think Ars got some shit in the bag for Iron Solomon and Loaded Lux. I still we'll get into the Lux battle, but I think Ars surprises everyone with a nice win, a 2-1, or at least it's going to be a classic debatable because Iron's always on the shit and they love him in that KOTD crowd, man. I don't really I like him, but I don't fuck with him like that. I think they're going to rock with him though.
Right. All right. Okay. All right. Next one we got Daylight versus Mickey Fax, man, which is crazy because I know Daylight and Mickey Fax used to, or they still fuck with each other, but I know that back in the day they used to have the text battles, and I recall Mickey Fax having a couple interviews where he would mention he'd go back and forth, and I think this one text battle was real big, and him and Daylight used to fuck with each other. But Daylight versus Mickey Fax, what you think about that, Cass?
I don't know, man. I don't know. This one is tricky because last time we seen Mickey Fax, he lost the Danger Zone.
Mm-hmm.
That was Danger Zone, right?
Yeah. And that was on Guerrilla
big
War.
danger. That was big danger.
And that was Danger Zone, though. It was Danger Zone.
That was Danger Zone before he was fired.
Like, yeah, before he was fired. Like, now see, that was before Goods even did the boots. Like, this was Danger Zone when he was still wearing those boots and he still thought it was cool. So, it's like Mickey Fax lost to that guy.
Right.
Then, like, when you see Daylight, like, you think of all the shit Daylight could possibly do. Like, it's just like, I don't know, man.
I don't know. Daylight on right now, though, because it seems like right now he's not even rapping to his opponent. He's on some spoken word poetry shit. Like, he's just rapping. Like, nothing is catered to his opponent. Like, his bars are hot, but he's just, like, against Cortez, I think Cortez beat him, but Daylight is just, he's saying
Daylight
some shit, but it's not the Cortez, you know? He's just
Daylight out-raps all his
poetry.
opponents. Daylight out-raps all his opponents, and, like, he might not go at them, but that's the one thing, man, is, like, his pen, man, there's very few people that can fuck with his style of rapping and the way he can put shit together. It's just a matter if he comes there to do a Cortez third round, or if he comes to do something, because he's not gonna do the Rich Dollars Daylight. That Rich Dollars Daylight is gone. That fucking gun bar heavy type of real killing you Daylight, that shit's gone, man. He says that all the time. That's not what he's there for. But he's still gonna go in there and out rap and outperform. I think, Mickey Fax is dope, man, but I think Daylight ain't coming to fuck around with Mickey Fax. He respects Mickey Fax too much to come on there with some bullshit, and it's like he's gonna come there with some type of, the best way I can think of it is like a Clips type of performance, like what he came with against Clips, what he came with against people like Averb, like people that he respects their craft, respects their pen. He's got music with Mickey Fax, man. He's got music. They both have said how they've made music together. I think he's gonna come in there and fucking, that shit's just gonna be a war. That's gonna be a battle, dude.
So it really just boils down to what Daylight's gonna do. It just depends on what Daylight's gonna show up, right? So if you get the Daylight, like you said, like,
and it's kind of like
Daylight.
what Mickey Fax. It's kind of like what Mickey Fax is going to do too. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off. But go ahead.
Oh, you good? No, you're absolutely right though, man. It just, like, to me, it just depends on what Daylight comes. You know what I'm saying? Like, what Daylight is going to show up. But so that one's a toss-up for me. I really don't know. I can't even call that one. But we're gonna get through these next 5 battles real quick. But we got Chillin' Ilmac. 17. How you calling Chillin' Ilmac?
Chilla 2-1. I think Ilmac's got a lot of shit tucked in his bag. That performance, man, the way Chilla looked against fucking Jonai, and Chilla's been in his shit lately, man. Chilla low-key's been doing his thing,
which is
he's like under
the
radar battle of the year, man. He's right up there with Cortez, with O-Red. He's been doing his shit lately, man.
Right.
Absolutely, man. Absolutely. What you think, Cats, on that one? Chillin' Ilmac.
Yeah.
What's your verdict?
I'm gonna rock with Chilla too. I like Chilla, like how he's been looking his last couple battles.
Yeah, I got Chilla 3-0 on that one. I'm not even giving Ilmac a round on that one. I'm getting Chilla 3-0 on that one. Next we got Thesaurus and Clips. I know there's a lot to be said about this battle. I'm not a fan of Thesaurus, but it's more so for the fact that what we saw with Clips recently and what, I'm saying, well, basically with his battle with Goods at Double Impact, what I'm saying, and the way he came with bars. And I really like Clips in that battle, if anybody saw that. Clips really just
third
back
round.
on shit. Yeah, so I think, right there, so I got to go with Clips 3-0 on that one. I know Thesaurus is a Kotd legend, but I can't see him getting past Clips. If it's the Clips that shows that what we saw at Double Impact, I'm saying, it's going to be a long night. Yeah, Double Impact, right? He's real good. I think Thesaurus. I like Thesaurus. He's not, man. Thesaurus been around for a minute. Thesaurus ain't bad. A lot of people don't fuck with him, but I think he's going to take a round. He might. If Clips kind of takes one of them rounds off or doesn't come, but I think Clips, man, the way he's been looking, the way he's been sounding, interviews and everything, he's coming to kill something. Man, I will not be surprised if he comes with a fucking body bag type of performance, because this is his first solo battle on the big stage. He's had the Burns the Fireman, the other dude, and then his Double Impact. This is the first solo
too.
Yo, that Mario Brothers shit at the end too, man. That's what I'm saying. He's on his shit. He said it too. He's not fucking around. I think he's coming to kill something. I just can't call Thesaurus out. He's gonna get bodied.
Mm-hmm. That's his home. Kotd is his home. So
yeah, he
never
can't
know.
Get bodied on his home court, man. That can't happen.
But Clips don't really fuck around sometimes when he over on Kotd.
No, he
man,
doesn't.
That's what I'm saying. They show him love too over there. You know what I'm saying? He does his thing on King of the Dot. It's classic with Daylight, and so yeah, man. I gotta go with Clips on that one, 3-0. No body, but I think he's gonna clearly get every round on that battle. But we'll see, man. We'll see. This one here, is, I don't know what can be said about this battle. It's an interesting battle. DNA versus Jims.
Talk about it. Stop being dirty. Stop being dirty.
Shout out to him. Don't know how to call this one. You know what I'm saying? I know DNA, there's so many things to be said about DNA, about, people hate him, people love him. I respect him 100%. I think every battle he comes with it. Despite as many times as he does battle, he always comes prepared. He's changed his flow up a lot. He's not doing those 4-bar setups a lot anymore. He's punching a lot more. I know James is kind of in his blogging space right now. I take nothing away from his battle rap skills. He had a battle with Loso, which, some would argue he won. I personally thought he got a 2-1 as well. So I think it's going to make for an interesting matchup. I don't know really how to call this one. I want to say James, but, I just don't know how to call this, man. What you guys think about this battle?
But you got
I don't really think about this battle. I don't. But if I had to just, I would say Gems. I don't know. I probably wouldn't say Gems. I probably would say DNA. Because DNA is the PG killer, And I was kind of, sold off the hype of Gems, because of what everybody was saying that he did on RBE. But now that, I really think about it, he wasn't really that impressive against A-Verb. It was just a bad A-Verb. So it wasn't like it was a super out of this world Gems. He was kind of trash. He actually could have lost that battle. If Verb would have never fucked up the third. I don't think he won those first couple rounds.
I don't want to call Gems trash, though. I mean, I know a lot of people tend to throw that word around a bit, and I don't know if I really want to call him trash. I think
I'm not saying he's trash,
but
I just don't want to hear him. I just never want to hear Gems. He's cool. He could rap.
But you fuck with his blogs, though. Definitely you fuck with his blogs, though, right?
Yeah, but it's I don't know. It's just, I don't know. Certain shit is just not for certain people, and Gems just ain't my cup of tea. But I watch Gems depending on who he battles.
Right.
If Gems battles Jay Murder, I would watch that. Because I would want to see Jay Murder beat Gems. Rosenberg, I watched that because I wanted to see Rosenberg.
That battle was crazy, man. That's the battle that got me started up on him. I think it may have been his first battle against Rosenberg, the Rosenberg battle, which was a crazy, high intensity battle, and that was 3 years ago. And I've been fucking with James ever since, man. I've been supporting him, and I think he's come a long way. I think he's turned the tide on a lot of things from where he was last year. You know what I'm saying? If there was a stock rise list, you know what I'm saying, I think he would be at the top of the list, definitely. I don't think there's anybody that could even be in contention as far as, you know what I'm saying?
Jim's been on a shit.
He went from just an undercard on RBE to being an undercard on KOTD cards. So it's he's definitely making progress.
Yeah, he's moving up. I fuck with James. I like James. I think he's got the charisma. He's got the jokes. He's got bars. Of course, I mean he could use a little bit of improvement. I can't lie. I respect DNA. I be hating on him a lot. I be trolling his ass a lot. I think he fucking blocked me on Instagram, but I want to say I got Jims in this match, but I think that blog that he did pissed DNA off, and I think DNA is gonna write early, and he's not gonna fuck around this time. I think DNA might come to really try to fucking PG killer, do Jims dirty, but I still gotta lean towards Jims. I still until fucking DNA proves otherwise, I'm gonna go with Jims. 2-1.
No doubt.
It'll be close though.
It'll be close. Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. I think it's going to be debatable either way. It's just a matter of who you prefer and you know what I'm saying, what you think of each round. But I think it's going to be debatable each way. I guess that's the best way to describe how I feel about that battle. This next battle here is one that I personally, you know what I'm saying, I'm really interested to see. I think it's going to be low-key the battle of the night. and that's Suge versus Shotty P. And there's a lot of reasons that
talk about
the battle tonight. You know, I believe this is Suge's first battle on King of the Dot. We know how aggressive he is. Is he going to turn up for the King of the Dot crowd? Probably. It's against Shotty P, who's getting a big push by King of the Dot, and in my opinion, just beat Swave on his battle with Swave. So this battle, I think, is going to be crazy. You know, I'm gonna go with Suge on this one. You know, just for the reason that I stated. It's his first time on King of the Dot. He's gonna want to turn up. I know he's gonna want to be rebooked there. So I think for those reasons, I got Suge 2-1. But I'm gonna give Shotty a round on that one. I'm not taking anything away from him and say it's a 3-0. But I'll go with Suge 2-1 on that one. What you think, Cass?
You know, I'm going with Suge 2-1, possible 3-0, depending on how the big homie come. But you know, like some of the shit that flies in URL, they don't really be into that kind of shit in KOTD. So it's gonna be interesting watching him.
It's in Boston,
like overly aggressive,
so they might be more receptive to it.
Yeah, well, it's just a different demographic, the crowd demographic altogether that comes out to those battles. So it's like you never know how it might play out, you know. But I'm gonna go Suge 2-1, possible 3-0, depending on like how the big homie comes.
But do you think Suge is going to switch anything up because it's in front of King of the Dot? Do you think he's going to come any differently than he normally would on, say, a URL or a UW platform?
See, the thing about it is the stage isn't as big, so I don't know if Suge's going to be able to do like all the wilding that he do on the URL stage. That I don't think he would be able to do it on the KOTD stage, because you know it's never that much room. Like the crowd always seems to be like this.
No, but this is different. I checked the venue that I think the venue they're having that they took out for this one. I forget the name of it. It was on the tickets that I had, but the venue like 2,000 people. It's like 2,000 people. No, they got a big ass stage, but they got it's like 2,000 people they can fit in there. It's got a ground level, it's got an upper. It's a pretty legit. It's like a big ass space. It's pretty legit. It's not like it's not like the past Massacre venues that we saw.
The first two
were
were pit format.
Yeah, it was pit format. It's not gonna. I don't believe it's gonna be that way. It's gonna be on a stage. Like they actually have a stage there, and they got it's a lot of room in there. You know, I checked the venue out. It was like 2,000 people can fit in there. So I think
if that's the case, Suge 2-1.
Yeah, so he might have that big stage presence, not that pit
that's
pit format
for
that
Shotty.
we've seen in past match. Yeah.
If it was pit format, it might be closer just because Shotty could probably get off more bars than what Suge can perform. Like Suge's gonna rap, but Suge usually comes with that 2:30, that 3 minutes on point. It's like if Shotty gets off more bars and Suge can't perform the way he can't move around, he can't do all the fucking I'll do construction work on that with the jackhammer. If he can't move like that, it gets closer. The battle gets closer, but I think Suge takes it. No shade to Shotty. I fuck with Shotty. Shotty's dope. Shotty got the Depressed 38. Depressed 38. That shit with him and Clips. I like Shotty.
Yeah, and they're giving him a big push over there, and I think he's nice too. So, but yeah, I think we're all gonna go for Suge on that one. And the last battle is obviously Sharon versus the URL killer versus Verb. And that one, man, I got a lot of thoughts on that battle. I think Verb, a lot of people might knock me for saying this. I think he's a little bit past his time right now. You know what I'm saying? I'm going to go with Sharon on that one. For one, it's on King of the Dot. And number two, I just think Sharon is more on his shit right now. So I'm going to go with Sharon on that one. I don't know how to call it. I'm not going to say it's a 3-0, although it possibly could be. But I'm going to go 2-1 at least. But I'm definitely going with Sharon and the clear win on that one.
Damn. I got Verb. I got Verb 2-1. I think, man, I'm thinking Verb comes like he did versus Danny Myers, especially since they couldn't get it off the first time. He's got shit tucked, and he probably wrote more. I think he comes like he did versus Danny Myers more than like he came versus Ilmac. Like when he came versus Ilmac, trying to joke, trying to be like funny and like style on Sharon. He unless he tries to do it like that and try to like be funny, I think he takes it. I think he just out raps him. I think he comes with that pen.
Yeah, I got Verb. I just don't see Verb like just bowing out, like losing. Like this is one of my favorite battle rappers, so I can't just see him like bowing out, just a loser. So I'm gonna rock with Verb, man. And I don't really like. I think sometimes people hype Sharon up. Like sometimes he snaps, but some shit it's like it was kind of hyped up, but that's just battle rap. That's how it goes.
That one I'm gonna just actually, and I really don't like creating this difference all the time, but I think in the building, Sharon is gonna win because he just caters to a King of the Dot crowd. I think this is where the crowd comes into play. You know what I'm saying? So given the venue and everything, I'm going to go in the building. I'm going to go with Sharon. But on camera, it might look a little bit different. Or, Verb may even take it on camera. And I usually don't try to create that difference because the winners are winning. If you lose, you lose. But in this particular case, I think there will be a difference between what happens in the building versus what we see on camera. So if you're going to ask me on the day of live, I'm going to say Sharon. But if you look at it on camera, I'm going to go with Verb. And that's how I'm going to call that one.
True.